Okay, now I want to go over a quick review. So these characters are called sprites. So we could add a sprite in by clicking over here, and we do the search, and you could add in a different sprite character. Okay, so we'll talk about that later. You also can go over here, and you could have a background. You could choose a background that you like. And you have different blocks over here that you can do to control your sprite. So if, let's say, I had a balloon in here, I could make the balloon move by moving the move block, okay? Or I could have it say something, say hello. Oh, mouse is getting a little stuck. Okay, say hello. Right, so we have our different blocks over here with our different abilities to program our sprites. So anything in here is a sprite, and here's the background. So here's what we're going to do today. We're going to do animate your name. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go down here for backdrop, and you could either paint your own backdrop or you could choose a backdrop. So I'm going to choose a backdrop, and I pick which type of background I like. So maybe I like, I'm going to like the boardwalk. Okay, so now I got a boardwalk background, and now I'm going to animate my name. Now the way you animate your name is you have to have different sprites. So I'm going to go over here to the little cat down here, and I'm going to search, and I'm going to go to the top here, and it says letters. Okay, you also could search up here. Let's say you wanted a ship. You could put a sailboat, and a sailboat could pop up, or a car. You could do that if you want to search for things, or you could just go down. But we're going to be using letters today, okay? So we're going to do letters, and we're going to animate your name. So first thing you got to do is you got to find the letters of your name. So I'll do M, then I do the next one. I go to letters, go to R, and I can drag and move them around like this a little bit. Then I go to the next one, letters, C. Okay, so now I have my letters here, and if I want to make them smaller, you see over here on size, I could click on the letter, and I can make them all maybe 80 to make it a little smaller. So I can make this one 82. It's up to you, however you want to do it. Okay, so now I got them smaller, and now just spread them out a little bit. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we want to animate our name. So we want our name to become interactive, and we want various things to happen. So let's take a look at some of the things we could do. So if I want to control this M, okay, I want to code this M, I'm going to go over here. And now whatever I put in here is going to control the M, it's going to code the M. So let's do this. Let's say events, when the flag is clicked, let's have the M, let's have it turn. Okay, so now when the flag is clicked, it turns a little bit. Okay, now we want it to turn more, so we could put a repeat loop in here. So let's have it repeat 10 times. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so now I click the flag, the M turns 10 times. Okay, if you want it to turn more, you could either change that number from 10 to a different number, or you could put it forever. Okay, so now when I click my flag, the M is going to be spinning. Okay, now we're going to work on the R. So now I got to click on the R. Okay, so here's our code for the M. When the flag is clicked, the M in the forever loop is going to go turning. Okay, so now we got that going. Now we're going to control the R. So I click on the R, and what do I want the R to do? I'm going to say when the space bar is clicked, I want the R to say meow. So now I click my flag, and the M is moving. And whenever I click the space bar, the R makes the meow sound. Okay, so let's go to the C. Now I go to the C. What I want the C to do? I'm going to say I want the C to change size. Why don't I do this? Why don't I say I want the C to, let's do change colors. Change colors a little bit fun to look at. And then I'm going to say control, events we'll do. We'll do events when, and we got to choose a different key. So I'll say when the up arrow is pressed. So now I click my flag, and the M spins. I do the space bar for the R, and when I do the up, the C is changing color. Okay, so we got a little bit things going on here. Now let's go to the A, and you see I got two A's. I used a different color so I don't get confused. So now I'm working on this A, and let's have the A say hello. And we'll have the event, when clicked, we'll do the flag, and then the A saying hello. Okay, let's go to the N. And now we're going to have when this sprite is clicked. What do we want to happen? It means when you click on your letter here, when I click on the N here, what is going to happen? What do I want to do? Maybe I want the letter to get bigger, so we'll change size by 10. So now, when I click the N, it changes size. And then you could say something like this. You could say control, if you wanted to get small, you could wait 1 second, and then you could say, where's size? You could say change size by -10. Okay, so if it's getting too big, you could make this a -10. So then what happens is it changes. Oh, wrong one, I'm sorry. And then I could click it, and then it goes back down to size. And if it gets too big and it gets stuck, you could just do this and get it back down to size first. Okay, so now when I change my code, he's going to get bigger when I click him, and then he's going to wait, he gets back to size. So I click, he gets bigger, we wait, and then he goes back down. Okay, bigger, waits, back down. Right? Good. Now we'll look at the eye. Let's do something with the eye. Let's say with the eye, we'll have him do a little bit of a dance. We'll say when the flag is clicked, motion, he's going to move 10 steps, and we're going to need this later with -1, and I'll do a wait. He's going to wait. He's going to wait maybe 0.1, and then he's going to move -10. Okay, so +10 means he goes to the right, and -10 means he goes to the left. And we're going to wait in there so that he does a little dance. And we'll put this in a forever loop. Okay? So, okay, there we go. So now when I click the flag, the eye is going to be dancing. So the eye's dancing. Now when I click the flag, the M, right? The M, he does a circle. He spins around. The R, when I click the space bar, he says meow. And the C, when I click the up arrow, he changes color. Okay? And the A, he's going to say hello when I click the flag. So the A says hello, right? And the N, when he's clicked, he gets bigger then smaller again. And then the I is dancing around. So that is a little tutorial to get you started. And I want you to do your name. You do not have to do your first and your last name. You do not have to do both. You just pick one of them, either your first name or your last name. I don't mind if you pick your first name or your last name. You could choose whichever one you want, but make sure you do at least one of your names. And if you want to do both names, that's great. I commend you for doing extra work, but you don't have to. Just one name would be enough. And I want you to do some of these things like I did. First, you're going to change a background, right? Remember this? I went over here, I added background. Then I go over here and I add my letters in of my name, right? Remember how I added all my letters in? And then you click on each letter and you determine what you want to do. You can have them spin, and then you could have them make a sound. You could have them change color. You could, if the up arrow is pressed, you could have them one click say hello. You could have them change size, and you could have them do a little dance. If you want different sounds other than the meow sound, what you have to do is you have to go over here and you have to search, and then you could search for a different sound. So you don't have to use the meow sound. You could use one of these instead. And when you're done, please make sure you click Save Now so that your work is saved. And what you could do is you could write over here, Animate My Name, or even call it your name, okay? Animate My Name, and then you put your name afterwards, and make sure you click Save Now. And then later, if you want to go back to your project, it will be in this arrow under My Stuff, okay? So make sure you save your project, and you can also go File, Save Now to save your work.